All right, so this is the next video in the series of how to make Swift color work now. So needless to say, I'm going to have to connect to the scan plan that's attached to my Swift setup over here. So this is my SP something serial number connection. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the default password. If you want to know, I mean, again, it's all the numbers from 0 to 9. Connect. It's going to complain about the scan plan not being online, but I don't care. Now, obviously, you would be doing this on your phone or a tablet or something. I'm doing it on the computer just to record the screen. But I pull up my web browser, and in the web browser, what you do is you type in the following address. So this is the IP address of the scan plan that you've attached to. And now if you follow these steps, and this is the first time that you're connected, it'll say you want to actually configure a scan plan. You say it's okay, hit next. We don't need to download the license agreement. We have to agree to everything and just hit okay, continue. We're done. I have a couple of projects on my scan plan already, but essentially I don't care about the scan plan itself. I want to connect to the scanner that sits on top, right, which is the focus scanner. One prerequisite would be your firmware has to be at least 2021.1 and onward. So if you don't have this, then you have to look into doing the update of your firmware, but this is not the goal of this video. So we'll hit back. I'm assuming you already have the right version. So when you hit back, you can connect straight to the scanner by going into the drop-down, hit settings, and under settings it says FARO Swift connection is a cable connection. That is wrong because I'm actually using wireless. So when you hit this, it'll say there's error, no Ethernet adapter. But when you hit the little gear, then you can hit the Wi-Fi connection. And if the scan plan recognizes that there is a connection to the FARO scanner, then it'll show you the IP address. And this is what I'm about to click. But before you do yourself a favor, depending on if you're scanning mostly inside or outside, change your mapping filter. That to adaptive. Default is up to 20 meters, max range is 60 meters. Adaptive kind of adapts based on your distance to features, but adaptive is my go-to default setting usually. Now, when you hit this button, you'll see that it essentially just reprojects the Swift configuration on my browser, and the same thing happens on your phone or whatever tablet that you're using to connect to the scan plan is. So obviously, when you go into manage Swift details, you want to set your mobile resolution and the duration of your scans. But now new, what you haven't seen before is there's a Swift color mode available, whereas it wasn't before. So now we have it available in color mode. I also recommend to store the full panel images. If you don't, then they just get embedded and you don't have means to actually export them as entities. This way, this is on. And interestingly enough, this was something that I had in the back of my mind when I started working with this thing is if you're using this in Swift configuration with a project, and I'm in a project called Color Swift Big currently, if you're using it, you still have to specify your stationary scan resolution and stationary scan settings. Now, if you choose your indoor or outdoor or whatever profile that you want, I thought that you will not get the option to use the actual panel cam, because the panel cam, instead of sitting on top of the scanner, now sits on top of the actual configuration, not spinning with it. But if you go into your color settings, you'll notice that this now doesn't say panorama camera. It actually says Swift panoramic camera, which tells you that it is meant to run in color too. So you can, instead of taking the internal camera pictures, you can still do Swift panel cam configuration with, significantly reduced time for taking color. So I'll just go with this for now. That way I'm taking advantage, full advantage of both color in my Swift mode and also quick color in my stationary scans. And that's it. Now I'm ready to start. So I'll hit the start button over here. It's going to continue into the same project that I had on the scanner itself, and start spinning the laser, recording the data and capturing color. And from now on, there's really no difference between doing with the traditional Swift scanner without color and with color. The color is going to be captured without your intervention. Anchor scan will get your stationary scans will get color, and your finalized scans will be colorized also. So hopefully this was a useful video, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below.